Hey, welcome back to B Break Games. I'm B. This is Cryptid Coffeehouse. Let's get it. Why did I say it like that? Let's get it. I don't remember. As usual, we know how it is. Yeah. Artemis leads the way out of the coffee shop with view close on their heels. You honestly have no idea where you're going, so you hope Artemis has a clue. Well, I would hope so. Didn't they invite you out? The afternoon is clear and bright. The hot sun shines down onto the sidewalk, barely masked by the clouds. You're walking alongside Artemis in comfortable silence for about a minute before your curiosity gets the best of you. You know this whole afternoon is supposed to be a surprise, but this is killing you. Where are we going? Artemis casts you a sly smile, their eyes lidded. It's a surprise. I told you that over text. I know, but where? Where are we going? Artemis reaches out and nudges their knuckle against your cheek. You flush and bat them away, trying not to smile. I told you, it's a surprise. You'll see when we get there. But I'm so impatient. Get patient then. Oh, I know that's right. The two of you playfully bicker back and forth until Artemis stops abruptly in the middle of the sidewalk. You skid to a halt, confused. When you turn back to them, they simply point at the tall steel sign sticking up from the sidewalk. It's a bus stop. Oh, we're going out of town. The bus? Can't drive, remember? You remember. You stifle a snicker. Artemis stares at you, but if the twitching of the corners of their mouth is any indication, they're not as irritated as they try to make themselves out to be. Hey now, I know you take the bus too, so I don't want to hear it. Hey, I'm fine with it. I didn't say anything. Don't.
I can read your mind. Special Artemis powers.
Oh, special Artemis powers, you guys. You laugh out loud despite your best efforts. Artemis has a crooked grin on their face. Okay, I suppose I'll believe you. You better. They say it is oh, wait. You better. They say it as gravely as possible, schooling their face into something expressionless. You sock them in the arm, and whatever lingering seriousness they're trying to hold on to crumbles like a brittle cookie. You're such a dork. They laugh, hair falling over their brow. You laugh along with them until it lapses into another comfortable silence. You make small talk with them until you can see the bus on the horizon. You've taken this line a couple of times before, but you're not exactly sure what's on this route. Do you guys say route or route? When I say it, it depends on the context. I would say Route 66, but then bus route. English. One thing you know about is that the bus is 175. Luckily, Artemis had you bring spare change, but honestly, you would have brought it regardless. The bus rolls up to the curb, stopping right in front of both of you. Artemis gestures for you to go ahead of them with a wave of their hand. You dip your head in thanks, stepping onto the bus and feeding your quarters into the dispenser. The fare machine beeps, and you walk down the aisle and find the first pair of seats. Artemis follows after a beat, settling down next to you. The doors close behind them, and the bus begins to rumble down the street. You still have no clue where Artemis has you going. You have no clue how long this bus ride is going to take either. It doesn't seem that Artemis is going to tell you anytime soon because they're simply gazing down the aisle out the windshield. Maybe you can make the time pass with a little small talk. Okay, well, asking about their ex doesn't seem like very good small talk. Let's ask about their day first. That's a good opener. How was your day today? Artemis looks over at you and smiles. That's a cute question. Is it? You flush. Oh, stop. Oh my god. Just answer the question. I'm trying to be polite. Artemis laughs out loud, their glasses slipping down their nose when they tilt their head to the side. A thick lock of hair falls into their eyes. Yeah, but it's still cute. I gotta say, you hit my sweet spot with that one. I love when people enjoy me enough to ask about how my day is going. They are so coy for literally no reason. It's times like these where you think you might hate Artemis. Answer the damn question, Artemis, or I'm never gonna be polite to you again. Oh, wow. That's a loaded threat. Yeah. And I'll make good on it, I guess. You thump your fist against Artemis's leg in exaggerated frustration. Artemis laughs again. My day's been good. Slept until about an hour before I met up with you at Webb's. Right. They have an absolutely insane sleeping schedule. With all the night owl activities they partake in, you're almost surprised they're not completely nocturnal. That sounds very productive. The crooked grin that Artemis flashes you then is very endearing, even if you don't want to admit it. Hell yeah, it was. Sleep is one of the most productive things ever invented. Never mind, you're already tired of them. So I'm like, where are we going? Artemis peers at you from over their glasses. They hum an acknowledgement. You smile as charmingly as you can. Can I get a hint? Artemis shakes their head and smiles, amused. No, you can't. You poke Artemis's arm repeatedly. You turn your voice into a pouty whine. Oh, come on. Why not? It'll ruin the surprise, silly. Stop poking me. No. Can I phone a friend? This makes Artemis snort. What friend could you possibly phone? This is my idea. No, actually, I'm gonna phone someone right now. You turn your hand into a phone, sticking your pinky out and pretending it's a voice receiver. Artemis stares at you, seemingly trying to keep from laughing. Yeah, hey, hello, Artemis Scarberry on the line?
Oh my god.
You pull your phone from your face, covering it with your hand. Pick up the phone. Pick it up. Artemis scans your face, fighting a smile, then sighs, forming a phone with her own hand. Hello? Yes, hello. I'm calling to phone a friend about a hint as to where we're going. Artemis is silent for a moment. They look so silly with their hand up next to their face, and you start to laugh without meaning to. Artemis's expression cracks. They dip their head, laughing softly. Well, unfortunately, I have no hints for you. It's a surprise. You drop your hand phone from your face, your mouth opening in disbelief. Artemis grins, shielding themselves with their arms when you start poking them again. Artemis! What? It's a surprise. Not just one hint, just a tiny little hint, a little baby hint. No, Dahlia, I will not give you a little hint. You'll see when we get there. Damn, this bitch is persistent. You sigh dramatically, flopping against the bus wall. You suppose you can wait to figure out where you're going. At least you tried. It was a valiant effort, bestie. I'm gonna ask about the coin collection, and then we're not gonna ask about their ex, because that seems insane. Are you still collecting those coins? This question seems to take Artemis by surprise. The coins? It takes you a second to remember what kind of coins they said they were collecting the other week. Bestie, I don't know. That's chopped. It's either nickels or quarters. I can't remember. I don't know. I have no idea. We're actually cooked. Wait, I want to save. I'm going to scum. I'm going to be scummy. I want to scum save. I'm scared. Was it quarters? The quarters? Artemis stares at you for another long moment, their brows furrowed over their eyes. They don't seem to understand what you're talking about until... Oh, you mean the nickels? Yeah, man. Yeah, the nickels. Whatever happened to those? There's a pause, and then Artemis turns an absolutely astonishing shade of pink. They start picking at a loose thread on their shirt sleeve, averting their eyes, and biting back what looks like an embarrassed smile. Well, I just used them. Artemis, you use your collection nickels to take me out? That's crazy. I would never. You have to think about this, but then you realize they used the coins they were collecting for bus fare. There's another beat of silence. You stifle a laugh, disguising it as a cough, and Artemis flicks you on the thigh. Oh, hush. I couldn't find my dollar bills this morning, even though I swore I left them in my wallet. I was going to be late to meet you, so I couldn't spend time digging around through my stuff to find singles, so I just, borrowed from my collection. My impulse control is awful. I'm pretty sure I told you that when I first told you about this coin thing. So, no more coin collecting? Artemis shakes their head, their smile going cricket. No more coin collecting. I think I need to find a hobby that doesn't involve collecting money. I'll be too tempted to dip into it. Yeah, that's fair. They laugh softly, and you're not far behind them, not bothering to hide it this time. We're done. I already forgot that it was nickels. We don't need to make a bigger mess. You let the next couple of minutes pass in silence. Artemis still hasn't told you anything about just how long this bus ride's supposed to last, so you figure that you should figure out a way to preoccupy yourself until they tell you that it's time to get off. You've never ridden this far in this line before. You spent some time gazing out the window, examining your surroundings, but after a while, you start to feel yourself getting restless. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna flip a coin. Hold up. Let me flip a coin. Or not flip a coin, because it's 3 options. I'll roll a D something. I'll roll a D4 and see what we get. Oh, I forgot I have DuckDuckGo. Or duck, whatever it's called. I need a 4-sided die. Alright, and I will roll it. Let's do 3 times. And show the last roll. Oh wait, I messed that up. It can be 3-sided. 3. Okay. You have been listening to music on your way to Webb's earlier this afternoon, and you think you still have your earbuds wound up in your back pocket. You never really like doing things in silence, so maybe the time will pass a little quicker if you put something on. You fish your headphones out of your back pockets and plug them into your phone. You pop one earbud in and then look over at Artemis, who's scrolling on one of their social media feeds. You nudge them with your knuckles. They look up at you, their eyes big and red. You offer them another earbud wordlessly. I garbled that. They blink down at it, then blink up at you for a moment, but they end up taking the earbud and putting it in. What do you want to listen to? You open up your music library and begin to scroll through it. Artemis watches you do so. Well, whatever you want to listen to, I guess. I typically listen to all pop. Cool with you? Anything's cool with me, I trust you. It's an offhanded comment, but it makes your chest warm a little. Oh, hold on, I just remembered I got a text. Wait, I got pause. It looked important. It was my mama. You know I gotta respond to that. You find yourself trying to pick up the very best music from your library, hoping Artemis likes it. Nah, bestie, put that bitch on shuffle. So Lou by Luhan can play. The bus I think I skipped that. I don't care. The bus rumbles on, passing by stops and buildings, but suddenly Artemis speaks. Could you pull the cord? It's the next stop. You're taller than me. You should do it. Oh, what? You pause the music, slowly registering what Artemis had said. Oh, yeah. You reach over and pull the yellow cord hanging from the wall. A ding sounds throughout the bus, signaling that the stop has been requested. The bus rolls to a stop, and Artemis gets up and beckons you to follow. You go out the front set of doors, passing by the driver as you leave. And do you say thank you? I hope so.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank your bus drivers. The driver sort of nods their head at you, and then both of you disembark and stand on the sidewalk. Text message. The sun is out from behind the clouds, basking everything in light and warmth. Behind you, the bus continues to rumble down the street. You take in your surroundings, eager to see where on earth you are now. It's not a familiar area, but Hold on, I accidentally went out of the window mid-sentence. That was wild. Oh, gag. Technical difficulties. You take in your surroundings, eager to see where on earth you are now. It's not a familiar area, but it looks like you're at the base of a hill. It's a neighborhood, tightly packed with colonial-style homes. It looks pricey. Where are we?
Come on.
Be patient. We are almost there. Come on. I keep getting the hiccups. They beckon you again with a sweeping wave of their hand. You follow them, trying your best to keep up with their long strides. How do I know you're not taking me to get murdered or something? This makes Artemis laugh. They cast you the coyest grin you've ever seen. They have a mischievous twinkle in their eye.
Trust me. If I was gonna murder you, I would have done it already.
Not comforting. You're not sure how you feel about that one, but it definitely shuts you up. You follow Artemis for about 5 minutes, trekking up the hill, and once you reach the top, though, you're blown away by the view. Ooh. The hill overlooks a vast park and the entirety of the neighborhood. You can even see the distant city on the horizon. It's beautiful. You can't help but take your phone out and snap a picture. Oh, wow. Come on, it's this way. Oh, there's more? Oh, there's more? You really think I'd make you get on a bus for 35 minutes just to look at a view? Well, I don't know, Artemis. You would. It sounds like you. Artemis chuckles. The breeze blows their hair away from their face. They're almost as pretty as the view.
Come on.
Yeah, I would do that, but not this time. Come on. Artemis leads you down toward a set of concrete stairs, and you begin to travel up. The canopy of trees around you cool down the sidewalk. Once you get to the top of the stairs, you see a large parking lot filled with cars in front of a massive Greek Revival-style building. You recognize it from pictures on Flashpick. It's the art museum. Oh my gods, we're going to the art museum? Good surprise, huh? I've never been to the art museum. Wow. I love how it's like does not have a name. It's just the art museum. So every time you say it, it's like, wow, the art museum. I've never been to the art museum. I love the art museum. The art museum was so fun, guys. Instead of like here, for instance, oh, we're going to the high. You reach for your phone to take another picture. This time, the front of the building. Artemis is in frame. Okay, I read that really weird. Don't pay it. Shh. You don't think they realize they're in your picture, but they look like they're part of the scene, so you don't say anything and just smile to yourself instead. Mid-yap. You want to go in? Heck yeah. Are you kidding? Of course I do. What the heck? Alright, let's go in. The two of you trek across the parking lot and toward the front entrance of the museum. You skip up the front steps, pass through the metal detectors at the door, and walk inside. You're greeted with a vast foyer with a glass ceiling that shines sunlight down onto the guest services desks and the gift shop, which is to your left. To your right is a large arched doorway and stairs up to what looks like the second and third levels of the museum. You're looking around. Ow. My hand like twitched mid-sentence and made me hit myself with the mic. You're looking at everything, trying to absorb it all. It's an incredible piece of architecture. Artemis has had to put a... blah, 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 blah. Artemis puts... You guys. Why am I fighting for my life with this sentence? Artemis has to put a hand on your back to get you moving. Their touch lingers just a bit too long, but you don't have time to dwell on it. Instead, you go up to one of the big standing poster displays next to guest services in the middle of the foyer. The map of the museum is shown here. There's so much. I don't even know what I want to see first. We'll just go in order. Is that not normal to like just go in order? Usually museums have kind of a like layout where you can kind of breeze through it, right? Every museum I've been to has. I don't know, girl. Let me not talk. I don't know the experiences of other people. You turn to Artemis, who is just watching you take everything in. They smile down at you. What do you want to go see? They shrug in that carefree way of theirs. Anything's cool with me. Whatever you want to go is fine. I'm just glad you're already enjoying yourself. You blush happily, dipping your head to hide it. I've just never been here before. It's exciting. I wasn't expecting to come here today. That's, yeah, a surprise. Well, you know what they say. Always expect the unexpected. And then he did a little wink. They did a little wink. I'm so sorry, Artemis. They do not say that. They totally do. It's Oscar Wilde. You had no clue that Artemis read Oscar Wilde. Maybe reading Victoria era aesthetic plays was a past hobby of theirs. I realize I've never pronounced that word before. Because obviously I've said aesthetic, but nope, I'm not going to try again. Leave me alone. You decide to pay Artemis no mind for the moment, instead of observing the map of the museum. Garbled that sentence. Biffed it. Where'd the preposition come from? On the ground level are the ancient African, Asian, and Islamic exhibitions. On the second level are the American and European exhibitions. Okay. On the third level are the modern and contemporary art exhibitions. You see, they put the stuff that's more interesting on the lower floor. They knew what they were doing. Where would you like to go? Ground floor. Let's go to the first floor. We are on the first floor. Sounds like a plan to me. You nab an informational pamphlet from guest services desk before trotting off towards the large open arch that tends to the foreign art exhibition halls. Come on, Artemis, let's go. Artemis follows behind you. After leading the way for the better part of the afternoon, you suppose it's your turn to give the orders, and you don't mind this at all. You take your time going through each of the gallery halls. You like to read all the plaques and stare at all the pieces for extended periods of time. Artemis does the same, wandering around the rooms while waiting for you to get finished. While traveling from the African art exhibit to the ancient art exhibit, you decide to ask Artemis a question. Oh, got jump scared by an app. Hold on. Do you like art? You like jazz? You two pause in front of a selection of West African sculptures safely protected inside of a glass case. Artemis gives you a confused look. I mean, yeah, what do you mean? Like, do you enjoy this kind of thing as something you do for fun? You gaze up at them. They meet your eyes. With wonder, you watch their cheeks color. They scratch the back of their head.
Well, I mean, I mostly came here today because I thought you would like it.
Thanks. That's sweet of you. Artemis goes even redder, tilting their head to the side and averting their eyes. They don't say anything, but it makes you grin. You nudge their arm with your shoulder a couple of times before leaning against them as you observe the sculptures in the glass case. The fact that I can just click "you're done" right now is so funny. Like, who cares about the American and European exhibits? Who cares about the modern? Let's get out of here. Let's go to the second floor. You got it, boss. The two of you walk over to the polished stone staircase and begin to make the trek up. Polished stone stairs scare me so bad. Like, I always feel like when I'm on them, I'm gonna trip and eat shit and die. Whether it's polished steps or like rough stone steps, I don't like them. They're scary. At the landing, there are two doorways, one on your left and one on your right. The left doorway seems to lead to the American art exhibit, and the right doorway leads to the European art exhibit. You turn to Artemis, who is looking around the space. Where do you want to go? Artemis swivels their gaze to you, then to the doorways. Other visitors meal around you, and you have to move out of the way so people can go down the stairs. Why are y'all in the dead middle of the way? Move! You can step off to the side and decide. Anywhere you want to go is fine. You tilt your head, sticking your bottom lip out in a playful pout. No, seriously, you pick. You watch Artemis blush a little. Artemis is going to pass out from blood rushing away from the brain and heart. And they look over at the doorways again. Well, We can start on the European art side. I think the whole exhibit circles around, so we'll end up in the American side when we're done. See? So they do. You clap your hands together brightly. Sounds like a plan. Let's go. The two of you pass through the early European section, taking time to pause in front of the many different artworks, ranging from sculpture to paintings to recovered slabs of temple reliefs. It's all very beautiful, and you find yourself snapping pictures you know you'll let sit in your photo library once the day is over. Hey, don't call me out like that. I went to the King Tut Museum for my birthday a couple years back, I think. Either 2 or 1 year back, I can't remember. But yeah, and those photos are just there. Just like all of my pictures from the zoo and the aquarium. They're just there, okay? I haven't looked at them again, but maybe one day I would like to. Leave me alone, game. You're passing through one of the Renaissance art rooms when you discover that Artemis has lingered behind you. You double back, seeing them paused in front of a large oil painting. It's a painting of a woman dressed in flowing white robes, red hair gathered up in an elegant twist. She stands barefoot in a small clearing surrounded by trees and foliage. She holds a massive bow and arrow, and at her feet lays a slain deer. You sidle up to Artemis. Ouch, my finger. What you looking at? Artemis. I love it. You peer at the drawing, then peer at the information printed on the wall next to it. It is indeed a painting of Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt. Were you named after her? Yeah, I picked it. Oh, you did? Nice. Artemis just nods, looking pensive. You gaze at their side profile for a moment, taking in the shimmer of their ear jewelry and the fluffiness of their hair around their face. It's a really good name. Artemis looks at you then. There's something swimming in their eyes. The red frames of their glasses shine under the gallery lights.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You smile. They smile back, suddenly sheepish. The two of you spend some more time studying the painting before Artemis touches you lightly on the shoulder, indicating they're ready to move on. You make your way through the rest of the rooms on the second floor in content silence. You feel like you're learning more about Artemis this way. The way they look at art, and in the way they look at you. Let's go to the third floor for the modern stuff. Let me see. Third floor sound good to you? Yeah, we can go look at the modern stuff, I guess. Yep. Alright, let's go. I need to get an actual, arm for my mic so I can bring it closer to where my seat is, because for some reason my hand keeps twitching and knocking it straight into my mouth, and I think it's because my hand is probably getting tired, but it's so funny, or I'm leaning against my elbow and it's probably pinching a nerve. I gotta stop. I gotta get an arm. And the stairs lead you right up to the third floor, which is laid out completely different than the rest of the museum. The floor is sleek and modern, designed in subtle neutrals. At the center of the contemporary art exhibit rests a massive abstract sculpture that appears to be made out of multicolored PVC pipes. The entire floor is filled with intriguing conceptual and representational work from practicing contemporary artists all around the world. You find a lot of the stuff displayed in this gallery goes way over your head, but it's all fun to look at. The bright colors and interesting human forms catch your attention and definitely leaves you thinking as you move through the rooms. After a bit of wandering, you and Artemis pause in front of a massive painting that's twice your size. The canvas is painted a clean shade of blue with one perfect red circle in the very center. It makes frankly no sense. What do you think it means? Artemis is silent for a while, tapping their chin with their forefinger. You can't tell if they're messing around or being serious. It's probably a metaphor. Yeah, but a metaphor for what? Artemis squints at the painting as if there's something hidden that they're missing. It looks very intellectual. Maybe it's a metaphor for when you only have one more chicken nugget left. Oh my god. You start to laugh. It echoes throughout the room and you rush to muffle yourself. Artemis snorts and the two of you stand there in front of the painting for a long beat, struggling to keep quiet. You know some of the older patrons walking around are staring at the both of you. No, yeah, that's definitely what this piece is about. I just know it. It makes sense. I'm seeing it. I'm telling you, I'm good at this stuff. Okay, and with Zun, you decide that you've seen everything you want to see here. What an amazing way to spend the afternoon. You're milling about the ground level foyer again with Artemis by your side. Is there anything else you want to see? If you're done, then I'm done. This answer doesn't really satisfy you. You stop walking, forcing Artemis to stop too. Artemis, seriously, I don't want to leave if you're not ready to leave. This makes Artemis go red. You're discovering they go red very easily nowadays. Yeah, bestie, they're trying so hard to impress you. Like, they're trying real hard. They really are serious about this, okay? And you gotta get with it. Trust me, I'm fine. You peer at them. They turn their face to evade your gaze. There's a pause, but then Artemis speaks again. I really just wanted to spend the day with you, so I'm fine whenever you're fine. Your stomach turns to mush. Aw, Artemis. Artemis covers their face with their hands, and you laugh softly. Don't be embarrassed. This is really kind of you. Thank you. Artemis doesn't say anything after that, just tucks some hair behind their ear when they move their hands from their face. You smile, affection warm in your chest. The feeling takes you by surprise. You try not to think about it now. You'll, pack that away in your pocket and save that for when you get home. You start walking again. Artemis quickly falls in a step beside you. You're coming around towards the gift shop. Just past the gift shop is the exit. Obviously, we're going to the gift shop. I need a mini version of something. Of course. Yeah. Hey, wait. Let's stop in here before we go. All right. You walk into the open glass door of the gift shop. It's bustling in here, full of visitors and staff. There are so many things here. Trinkets, prints, magnets, tableware, postcards, everything you can think of. Artemis follows behind you as you explore, picking up and putting down things of their own ever so often. They spend a little bit gazing at a framed reproduction of a classical painting. After a while of looking around, you're torn between a couple of items that piqued your interest. There's a cute little glazed clay bowl with the house sitting on a raised island in the middle, a couple of pins with designs of pieces in the museum's collection, and a pretty art book for your coffee table. You're only going to pick one thing because you're really trying to cut back on your spending, so what do you get? Ooh, we get pictures. Okay. $1 William. Oh, it's only 25. Can I be honest? I do want the bowl. I feel like it would get used more. Like, these would just sit. I want the bowl. I think it's cute. You decide that you're gonna get the bowl. It's just so cute. It's a shiny blue, and the little house in the middle is so small and idyllic. You know it's gonna be way too adorable to eat cereal out of, especially because the house will be peeking above the milk as you eat. Yes! You carefully take the bowl from the display and find Artemis, who is looking through art books on the other side of the shop. I'm gonna go through the checkout line, okay? Artemis nods with a smile, putting away the book they were leafing through. Sounds good to me. The two of you walk to the checkout line. Artemis is inspecting your selection. This is adorable, right? You grin brightly. I know, right? It's literally so damn cute. It's gonna be my new prized possession, passed down for generations. Okay, heirloom. Artemis laughs. Sounds like a good plan. I look forward to hearing more about it. You decide that you like the way they say that. You reach the register and the transaction goes quickly. Before you know it, your bowl is gingerly wrapped up and put into a bag for your convenience. You're on your way out of the gift shop in moments. You and Artemis go ahead and leave the museum. It's almost 6 and the sun is beginning to set on the horizon. You stand on the big steps for a moment, breathing in the fresh air. You're not really sure where Artemis is planning on taking you next, but you assume it's back to the bus stop. I want to take you one more place, okay? It's like they read your mind. Where? Artemis begins to walk down the steps, beckoning you to follow. You rush after them. Just follow me. It's not far from here. Okay. And I'm gonna save right here. We didn't need to scum. I'm gonna save right here and end it because we've gotten up on 35 minutes, which is a good record because I've been slacking, I know. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cryptid Coffeehouse. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that blah blah blah. I hope you have a good rest of your week, you guys. And I will see you on maybe Saturday. We'll see. I don't know. Bye.